What's up, you SEO wizards? Today we're going to be covering the top e-commerce SEO mistakes that could be hurting your traffic. If you're new here, my name is Jalma. I'm head of SEO at a startup here in Barcelona, and in this channel we cover tools and strategies to help you grow your online business. So right away at number one of the biggest mistakes that I see e-commerce websites doing is not optimizing and not thinking about their website structure. Ideally, we want to have a flat website structure, which means that we can easily access any important page within a few clicks from the homepage. This means that the website isn't only easy to navigate as a user, but also as a search engine. So search engines can easily find and index all of our pages. If we follow a deep site architecture, this means that pages are lost under layers and layers of subcategories. So to do this successfully, interlinking is also super important. We want to make sure that with this website architecture, our pages aren't only easy to find, but we're really efficient when we're passing link juice or authority onto all the pages throughout our website. So if your e-commerce isn't getting a lot of traffic, it might be because you aren't creating topical clusters within your categories. So clusters are a group of pages that help that main category pages succeed online. So let's say, for example, that I want to rank for the keyword running shoes. So running shoes obviously is going to be a really competitive keyword that will be hard to rank. So I'm going to need a lot of really high quality domains, a lot of really high quality backlinks, but on top of that, I'm going to need to be super relevant for this keyword. And how do I become relevant for this keyword? So we want to create as many pages as possible to completely take over this category and own the category and show Google that we're the best resource for this keyword. So if we continue with the running shoes keyword example, we can become relevant for this page by creating subcategories that are related to different keywords that we find in the long tail of the main keyword. So if we're targeting running shoes, there's still going to be traffic for male running shoes and for women running shoes and for waterproof running shoes, right? So we should be creating pages for all of these keywords to show Google that we're creating this gigantic cluster of pages, that our category is super relevant, right? That we have all the options available and that we're the best resource online. Creating cluster pages is definitely a big project, so I recommend really looking into it because this can change how Google sees your website and how well you're ranking online. So at number three, one of the most significant mistakes that I see e-commerce websites making is not taking into account the URL parameters. So having faceted navigation on an e-commerce website is an amazing feature because it lets the user filter through our product catalog based on their own preferences. However, oftentimes if we don't tell Google how to treat these filters that we create on the page, we can be accidentally creating a bunch of duplicate pages that could be hurting our SEO. So I recommend going in and telling Google exactly how to treat those specific filters that we have on those pages and what to do with our faceted navigation, right? We only want Google to pick one page and to show that on the index and not a different version or a filtered version, because that can hurt our user experience. There is a specific tool that we can access directly on Google Search Console where we can tell Google exactly what to do with the URL parameters that we have on our website. This is also a thing that we need to do if we're creating any URLs with UTM parameters, because otherwise Google will also crawl those and waste our crawl budget. At number four, another mistake that also applies to just general SEO is not doing enough keyword research. When we're creating those clusters for our categories, we want to make sure that we go out and we do adequate keyword research to make sure that we've created all the pages that make up that category. So keyword research is essential. Also, making sure to place our keywords structurally in the correct areas are going to help give Google a clear message of what our page is about. At number five, guys, and this is crucial, not making the right content for an e-commerce website. So we can break this down into different parts because there are different types of pages on e-commerce websites. So we have a category page, which is most likely where all the traffic is going to come in. When we're on a category page, we need to think a lot about the user and their intent when they're coming into that category page. So that also depends a lot on the keyword. So if it's a general keyword, oftentimes the user won't really know exactly what they're looking for. If the user comes into my website with the keyword running shoes, I need to help the user find exactly what they want, even if they don't know what it is. So we do this by creating content in the page that helps the user find their intent. So whether that's separating the page, showing them different types of subcategories, or creating informational content on the page, answering specific FAQs, or showing different blog posts that helps the user guide them in their journey. If we're looking at product pages, we also want to make sure we're doing basic keyword research, putting in those keywords in the right places. And a really important thing is we're not just taking content from our suppliers. So I've seen this a lot with dropshipping websites where people just take the exact content that their suppliers provide, and it's not the worst thing in the world, but Google will value if that content is unique. And the final thing thing that I want to say about blogs for e-commerce websites, which is a huge mistake globally in SEO, is ignoring your blog. The blog is one of the most important tools that we have available as SEOs, and so we need to use it accordingly. There's a lot of traffic out there that you won't be able to target with simple category pages. So we need to go out and create a content strategy that targets more informational, more top of funnel keywords that bring people in, that funnel people in to all those different category pages and product pages. So there are a few more e-commerce mistakes that also apply to SEO in general. So if we're not taking into account our website speed, this is gonna hurt us significantly, especially moving forward. Google has already shown us in different ways that user experience is gonna be more and more important moving forward. So definitely make sure to prioritize that and don't ignore it. And finally, I can't create an SEO video without once again talking about link building. So link building is super important for any website, but especially for e-commerce websites. A lot of these keywords are gonna be hyper competitive. And on top of that, a lot of the search results are gonna be super similar. So there's gonna be very few things that separate my competitor from my website. We might be selling really similar product. We might have really similar copy and content. And so if I have a really high authority backlink that's pushing me up just a few positions, if we're in a really competitive space that has a lot of volume, I'm really gonna notice the difference. I'm gonna be getting a lot more traffic and a lot more sales. So guys, link building cannot be ignored. I've seen a lot of e-commerce websites that just ignore it because they're not sure where to point their links to. So we need to create a link building strategy. Even if we're an e-commerce website, we need to go out and get some really high quality links. And that's it, guys. We've covered some really crucial e-commerce SEO mistakes that could be hurting your traffic. So if you aren't getting any traffic and you're an e-commerce website, I definitely recommend checking those out. I hope you guys learned something. I've added my LinkedIn in the description as always for you guys to reach out to me personally. And that's it, you guys. Like, subscribe, do the thing. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.